Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Waharuka Kudash, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all your Akim across the earth doing this work in sincerity and the truth, and Shalom to the sincere brothers and sisters who are at home watching the videos. So yeah, this video I want to go into this article, and I say that Europe, a lot of countries from Europe, they are angry because Georgia, Georgia, they got a new law, and that's basically, it's a just law. If I read the article, I'm like, yeah, it's a just law because they going against the ABC community, and basically, they all those things that they do, because that's been pushed on from like companies like BlackRock, stuff like that. They're pushing this sodomy on everybody, on the little children and all that. Everybody doesn't matter, So it's really sickens me. You watch television, you see a commercial about coffee, then a little girl, a young girl come downstairs. They showing a family with they're about to have some coffee together. Then a little girl comes down with purple hair, so you already know what's going on. And then she wearing a t-shirt with the unicorn there on, and the rainbow color, the rainbow colors, the 6 rainbow colors. So you already know what they're pushing it like that. And even here in Holland, also you got a commercial about water. I believe it's no, it's not Barleduc. What's the brand? What's the name of the brand again? Or Sursi. Yeah, the name is Sursi. So it's water, right? So it's a commercial about water. What do you see? Two two old men, two abominable men, marrying, And I mean, like, yo, what the fuck, man? Excuse my French, but what the fuck does that got to do with water? You know. Same with the coffee commercial. In every commercial, they want to twist some sodomy shit in it, man. Also, you got a commercial about I think it's from the bank or something, about loaning or that just is easier, like because housing is a problem, because that's what they do, with all these asylum seekers and all that. And they got a commercial that make it easier for people who want to live together to get a house. And what do you see? Sodomites. They don't show normal male and female like how it's supposed to be. No, they show sodomites, male or female sodomites. Everything got to be some sodomites in it. And of course, they're angry if countries take a step back. That they don't wanna if they don't wanna accept the sodomy law. And I read this article, and I remember like Hungary. I don't know if they changed it because they also used to had rules like this. These sodomites were also not allowed to gather and all that. Which is just law, because this shit, children don't have to see this wickedness. And when the kingdom of Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, is going to be established here on earth, everybody got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, So this you ain't going to see this anymore, So let me just go into the article. Warnings and condemnations after new Georgian anti-LGBTI legislation. Georgia's new anti-ABC legislation has drawn condemnation and warnings from EU countries, Norway, the UK, ABC organizations, and human rights groups. Yesterday, Georgia Parliament passed a new law restricting ABC rights, sodomy rights. The bill comes from the ruling Georgian Dreams Party, which say the law is to protect family values and minors, and that's exactly what that law does. But you see, these people, that's also why you cannot talk with those people, this she, they, them people, you try to have a conversation with them, and you cut them with facts, and what will they start doing eventually? They just start to scream because they're full of shit, man. That's where, I always said, these people, you got to put male sodomites on the island, female sodomites on the island, and go back after 50 years or 80 years or whatever, and you're gonna see there's none of them left, like how the president of Uganda one time did. He picked up two sodomites, male sodomites from the streets, throw them in prison, and told them, like, if y'all gonna make a baby, y'all gonna be free. So he just gave them life right there. Yeah, they want to talk about this natural and all that, right? What did the Most High sit? What did the power sit in the book of Genesis? Be fruitful and multiply. Well, if you be in sodomite, you can multiply. So yeah. Under the new law, pride events, rainbow flags on the streets, and other public displays such as films and books will be banned, which is a good thing because here in Holland and a lot of countries, I know America, UK, of course, they got these transformers going to the transformers, trifestis, and more wicked creatures going to a library and reading for toddlers, and parents that also go there, bring the children. They don't deserve to have the children, man. They really don't deserve it. If you want to expose your child to that wickedness, you don't deserve to have a child, man. But yeah, when your house is gonna come back, everything's gonna be put in order, man. Y'all gonna be judged, man. Everybody's gonna be judged. The righteous one and the wicked ones, man. The godly one and the wicked ones. Everybody, Yahushua already said it, in the book of Revelations. Behold, I come quickly and give every man according as his work shall be. And this goes for your men and females. So yeah, male and females. Under the new law, pride events, rainbow flags on the streets, and other public displays, such as films and books, will be banned. I call on Georgia to withdraw this legislations, EU Chief Borrell wrote on X. According to Borrell, this new legislation will cause the country to derail further from the path towards the European Union. And this also thing, a lot of countries are sick and tired. They don't want to walk after the whore America because they started with that shit, and basically everywhere where they go, they so-called fight for democracy, but what do you see there? Sodomites coming to the light, from the path towards this new legislation will cause the country to derail further from the path towards the European Union. Georgia has been a candidate member of the EU since December last year, so they want to take part of EU. And the same with Turkey. They've been playing with Turkey, and what does Turkey now do? They getting ready to enter BRICS. The Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs has also spoken out against the new legislation. Of course, the Dutch also, because they love to grope on little children, man. The Dutch Edomites, they love to do that, man. Esau in general, but the Dutch Edomites, they are number one with that concerning. With a lot of things, they special, man. This is a special breed, man. A special tribe over here in Holland. Special Dutch and wickedness, man. They basically in everything they got first place, man. So yeah, y'all Ratazam, man. Y'all Ratazam, part of the number, man. It's gonna be beautiful, man. To give some punishment to these devils over here, man. The Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs has also spoken out against the new legislation. It undermines the fundamental rights of the Georgian population and is incompatible with the international obligation and stated EU ambitions, which will further distance Georgia from the EU, the ministry wrote in a response to the decision on X. The UNCHR the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights warns Georgia that the legislation is discriminatory. Discriminatory, man, hella tongue twister. And that's funny. So now they want to scream discrimination, not that, but all that time that we, the so-called Negroes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and so-called Indianos were in slavery. You know, nobody was saying shit. You know, when until this day we still we're still at the bottom of society. But even before that, after slavery, what happened? The segregation. Nobody's saying shit. And now you want to talk like, yeah, it's discrimination, this and that, blah blah blah. Get the fuck out of there, man. We are deeply concerned that this law could encourage hate speech. Yeah, of course, hate speech. Yeah, yeah. Watch out, YouTube. Don't come with the bullshit. I'm just reading the article concerning hate speech. Lead to more incidents of violence and reinforce stigmatization, intolerance, and misinformation. Yeah, of course. The new Georgian law is reminiscent of Russia anti-ABC legislation. Since 2013, it has been illegal in Russia to share information about homosexuality with children, and that's good. You see that? So they want to say that that's a bad law. You know, you should already know where their mind is. Joel chapter 3, where it says that. Let me grab that real quick. Let me see. I think it's chapter 3, if I'm correct, or 2, maybe. Let me see. Yes, chapter 3. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and have given a boy for an harlot, and have given a boy for a harlot. So that, you can watch that documentary, Cabin of Uncle Tom. I believe it's also on YouTube. It used to be on YouTube, and maybe you can find it on some other platform. And that shows you how they used to make these little boys into sodomites during slavery, and given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. So it's in their nature. Since then, several laws have been added that have further restrictions the rights of ABC people. The pro-Russian ruling party Georgian Dreams have previously introduced, wouldn't surprise me if they gonna join BRICS also, has previously introduced legislation similar to Russian law in June. A controversial foreign agents law was passed. The new rules require media and other organizations to register as foreign agents if they receive more than 20% of their funding from abroad. Yeah, that's how they want to demoral, get the moral down of a country by to the media, of course. Pictures say more than 1,000 words, so yeah, if they can show things on TV and all that, like I said about the commercials, it's in every commercial you find something. Oh man, I almost forgot about this one. You also had a commercial from I think it's from baby diapers, if I'm correct. Yeah, I think it was diapers, and there also, so it's a commercial for baby products. And what do you see at the end? Of course, stupid ass nigga also had to take part in that, So you saw a nigger and an Edomite as a couple, sodomites, two male, with a baby, in the commercials. I'm like, fucking commercial for diapers, man. They got to put some sodomy in that too, also, fucking devils, man. Uh, 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 uh. uh. This law is similar to legislation that Russia introduced years ago. Since then, the work of many human rights organizations, media, and activists in Russia has become virtually impossible. The EU has halted Georgia's entry producer following by the foreign agents law and frozen millions in EU aid. Yeah, everybody's picking side anyway. So ABC movements have called on Georgian President Surabishvili to veto the law. The independent president has said she will do so. Oh, they have a female president also. It is suspected that Parliament will override the veto as it did with her veto of the Foreign Agents Law. The ruling party, together with allies, has a majority in Parliament. So they put the female in rulership, but she ain't got shit to say anyway, like how it's supposed to be. For a number of changes, mentioned in the law, the constitution needs to be amended. For that, three-quarter majority is needed, which Georgian Dream does not have. The party hopes to obtain such a large majority in the upcoming parliamentary elections in October in order to be able to amend the constitution. The ABC people are a controversial issue in the country. In 2021, the Pride Parade was cancelled after violent anti-ABC protests. Yeah, people don't want that shit, man. Journalists were attacked. One of them died a few days later. Good. Some good news. So yeah, man. So yeah, and we as the children of Israel, the real children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos, from our forefathers, we received, even from the days of Adam, we received the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, these are the most just laws, the Most High laws are perfect, but of course, in this society, under this rulership, we are not able to keep the law. That's why we are in grace. Elder Apostle Kabar did a video on that. I watched his video, and he explained, and that's exactly the case, that now we are in grace. That's also why we are not being judged by the law, because that's also a thing. Let me jump to the book of James. There it also explains that, because that's also a thing. We are not able to keep the whole law. You try your best to keep the law, but we are under grace. The old covenant was there. When you would break the law on the 2 or 3 witnesses, you would be judged. Then Yahushua went on the cross, because he came to give us grace, because we are not able, with these vile bodies, these dark chains, these weak vessels that we walk in, we are not able to keep the law, So now we have grace, and the new covenant is going to be when Yahushua is going to come back, and we're going to receive these new bodies, when we're going to have the law written in our minds, so we're not going to be able to go off, So this is the book of James, chapter 2 and verse 10. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offended in one point, he is guilty of all. So so you cannot say that and of course, like it's also the book of John, where it says, if you love me, keep my commandments. Even in the book of Revelation, let me grab that, because people always want to talk about this and that, blah blah blah. It's in the final chapter of the final book, So let me see. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and warmongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. So, there you have it already. So like I said, we are not able to keep the law. So, and if you want to be like, yeah, I'm gonna keep the law 100%. So if you only offend in a small thing, you are guilty of everything. So you're already going off. Nevertheless, because we fear Yahweh Basham Yahushai, respect him, and we try to better ourselves. That's why we I say that we do our best to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, and everybody is different. Something might be easy for you to do, and for another it could be different. But there's some, as a man, for example, a simple part of the law to keep is like the dietary law. Just read your ingredients. That's for men and women, basically. Everybody can keep the dietary law. You are not forced to eat pig. You are not forced in this rulership. We are not forced to eat pig. We are not forced to eat shrimp, crab, or lobster. Those things are not forced upon us. We are still able. You can buy yourself some chicken. You can buy yourself some beef. You can buy yourself some lamb, sheep. You can fishes with scales and fins. So you can buy yourself some fish. So things like that. For example, just read your ingredients, because toothpaste, soap, certain creams. That's why I don't use creams. I use oils. You got all kinds of oils like almond oil, uh, how you call that, pumpkin seed oil. That's the oil that I use. Argan oil for my hair, grape seed oil for my face. And I have this pumpkin seed oil that I use for my body. You got all kinds of things. Brothers making oils, body oils. So yeah, you can use olive oil. I make a thing for myself, for my beard. With shea butter, the base thereof, and I add some secret ingredients. No, just kidding, man. I add I say that, olive oil, and some cold pressed olive oil, virgin olive oil, and some cold pressed sunflower oil, and some I call that essential oil, you know, and with shea butter, just heat it, in a glass pot. Slowly let the shea butter melt. Mix it in one thing. Keep stirring it a little bit. Then it's completely oiled. Then let it cool down by itself. When it's almost when it's cold, then I add some drops of essential oil, and you can choose whatever scent, whatever smell you like. Just go to a store that sell them. You got a lot of smells. And yeah, I just add a few drops of that, and yeah, then I have my thing for my beard. So like I said, we are not forced to do those things. And as a man, a simple part of the law to keep is to grow your beard. Basically to stop shaving. Stop shaving. You don't have to have a big beard. You can keep your beard short also. As long as you don't shave it. So yeah. And as a woman, one of the easiest laws: accept a man above you. And that's I say it is an easy law, but that seems to be the one of the basically that seems to be the biggest problem, to accept that the man is above you. But yeah. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, and verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Yeah. Only to the so-called Negros, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos, our forefathers. It started with our forefathers. They received the law from Yahweh. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. Yeah. The law, statutes, and commandments are only for the children of Israel. And the elect are the first ones of the children of Israel, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos, who gonna do their best to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Wherefore the law is holy, the commandment holy and just, and good. Oh yeah, this is the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 8. And what nation is there so great that had statutes and judgments so righteous as all these laws, as all this law which I set before you this day? Yeah, it's talking about children of Israel, so-called Negros Latinos and the so-called Indianos. Let me see. This is the book of Esther, chapter 16 and verse 15. But we find that the Jews whom this wicked wretch had delivered to utter destruction are no evildoers, but live by the most just laws. You see that? Let me see. I was thinking about something. Let me see. Oh yeah. Yeah, and there's also, I read the book of, yeah, that's the spirit of these so-called white people, Edomites. They go back, the fell father is Esau, spiritual, Cain coming back in the reincarnation. But this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So that already should show you something, this profane person, Esau, he sold his birthright, for a piece of meat. And let me jump into the blue letter. Let me see. Let me look up the word fornicator. You already see it. And the Greek word is pornos. Well, pornos should already light and ring a bell, Porno. A man who prostitutes his body to another lust for hire. So, like gigolos and all that, A male prostitute, a man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse, a fornicator. Yeah. That's Esau, man. All about sodomy. Pornos. Let me see, yeah. Yeah. Profane person. Bebelos.
Strong's G 952. Bebelos.
So the word is bebelos, the Greek word. Accessible, lawful, to be trodden, of places profane, unhallowed. A holy people 9 onto him. What's that? Deuteronomy 7 and 6, I think. A holy people. This is the book of Deuteronomy. Yeah, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people, holy. So this unhallowed is unholy, Unhallowed is an unholy person, Esau, Edomite, so-called white people. And this is for the so-called Negros, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos, the children of Israel. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So that already should show you something, Unhallowed common public place of men ungodly. So there you have it, Profane person, heathenish, wicked. Yeah, that's Esau, man. That's Esau for you. Wicked piece of shit. That's what he is. So yeah, man. What more did I have? Yeah, and of course, we are under the rulership of this devil. And so you still gotta, and like I said, we are not able to keep all the laws, statutes, and commandments because, there are a lot of things that you cannot keep. For example, let me just give the Sabbath, for example, on the Sabbath, when the Sabbath is there, you ain't supposed to do any work, you know. But you got your job, so you cannot every month, by the new moon, the Sabbath, the day of the Sabbath, it changes. It's going to be another day in the week, and you cannot be, sometimes it's in the weekend, so then it's easier for you to do no work, unless you got, yeah, of course, you still got things to do. You always got things to do in this society, But if you got, you cannot call your job and be like, yeah, this month I got to have every Wednesday off because that's the Sabbath, And then the next month comes, then you be like, yeah, this month every Friday or Thursday I need to have the day off because of the Sabbath, there's not one company that's going to keep you. So yeah, that's why this shows you that we need Yahweh Shai, that we are under grace. And for example, now we're heading towards the winter. Soon it's gonna be cold outside. Okay, you be in your house, it's cold outside. Scriptures. You ain't supposed to light a fire. During the Sabbath. What are you going to do? What are you going to do if you're at your house? It's sundown. Then you're coming from your job after sundown, so you're not allowed to kindle a fire. It's cold outside, it's freezing, you cannot turn on your heater, or have a hot shower after a long day of work, or put the light on. Those are things that goes all into fire, so that shows you that you're not able to keep the law perfectly. What you do, what are you what you can do, you do. And you try to better yourself. Within time there are more laws that you're gonna be that you are gonna be able to keep. So yeah, man, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. And yeah, like I said, we are on this devil. So yeah, so you have to yeah, for example, the law talks about sodomy, that if you find a male doing that, also with animals, and here, lately a lot of Edomites being caught doing shit with animals. And the sodomy, they've been doing that, but what also scripture said, you're supposed to put them to deletion. Thus said the Bible, and when you do that, it would be a righteous thing. But the law of Esau said that you cannot do that, so you're not going to do that, you just have to suffer them, you just have to suffer them. If a sodomite comes towards you and he's talking, in a lot of times in the stores or whatever, you just be polite. Meanwhile, in your head, you'll be cursing him, but you just have to be polite, Let's say you're driving in your car, police officer pulls you over, it turns out to be a sodomite. What are you gonna do? You're gonna curse him out, you're gonna end up in jail, man. So yeah. Um and that's also what the scripture said, I wanted to read the book of Romans chapter 13, but my eye fell on the chapter 12 and verse 18. That's also what the scripture said. And that's also very important, This is the book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 18. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceable with all men. Yeah? Don't go outside and start fighting and arguing with everybody, It's nonsense. So this is the book of Romans chapter 13 and 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. Whosoever resisted the power resisted the ordinance of Yahweh, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So, yeah, these devil are rulership. These devils are in rulership, but the Most High put them there. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Yeah, we have to suffer it, you know. We didn't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, didn't want to obey to the voice of our Heavenly Father, Yahweh. So here we are in this position. But nevertheless, times are changing. So it doesn't mean you don't have to deal with sodomites, you know. But yeah, if you see them in the stores, yeah, basically they're everywhere, you know. You just keep it cool, normal, you know. That's it. Yeah, man. And what's it? First Corinthians. Yeah. Also this, man. This is the book of First Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 12. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. Yeah. You know what you can, you keep. Like the example that I gave with the sodomites. Okay, if you're gonna put them to death, you put them to deletion, and then what? You know, you're gonna end up in jail. Are you gonna be able to do that, to do the works of Yahweh Basham Yahushai? You know, when you're locked up, you cannot be on the highways and byways and you're locked up. You know. So yeah, you know, the Most High put him in rulership. We have to suffer it. It's part of our punishment. You know. Nevertheless, you know, you keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities. If you got children, you teach them that the thing is wrong to do. You know, grown men ain't supposed to be playing with poo. You know, because that's what they do. They play with shit. You know, you ain't supposed to do that. You know, you ain't supposed to do that in general. You know, you might have little children sometimes. You know, sometimes you hear a story about little children. You know, have a diaper, then they put the hand in the diaper, have the doodle on the hand. Yeah, that's a little child. They have to learn. You know, you learn them. That's also a thing, you know. As soon as a child be born, you start learning things, you know, how to behave and all that, you know. So yeah, man. Yeah, basically that, man. I'm gonna leave it like that, yeah. So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Baharuka Kudash, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to Yakim across the earth for doing his work in sincerity and truth. And shalom to the sincere brothers and sisters who are at home watching the videos and do their best to please Yahweh Basham Yahushai. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.